What do superheroes really stand for? Are they just about the cool costumes, the cool powers they have? Or is there something more about them? I'm the Batman of Positive Value, and this is my origin story. Not too long ago, I started off being called a cosplayer. Back in high school is when I started my crusade as Batman. I remember making my own batsuit with what I had at the time before it transformed into what I have today. But I remember going around school and feeling like my favorite hero that has been my favorite ever since I was 4 years old. But through all the fame and attention and all the people asking me for pictures and feeling like my favorite hero, I realized I wanted to do something more with this. I didn't want to just dress up every Halloween just to look cool and just to have pictures taken. I wanted this to mean something more. And that's when I discovered a story that would forever change my life. The story about Route 29 Batman, aka the Baltimore Batman, aka Lenny B. Robinson. Now, Lenny B. Robinson was a guy in his mid-50s who sold his cleaning business to buy a batsuit and to buy a Batmobile, the Adam West 1966 Batmobile in particular, to go out and spread joy to the children in the hospitals that were going through certain illnesses, that were going through things that were beyond what you could imagine. And he visited these hospitals every week just to put a smile on their faces and to let them know that even though they're going through a tough time right now with their conditions, there are still people out in the world who care and who inspire you to go out and be happy in spite of whatever it is that you may be facing. Now, this story of his short-term crusade really impacted me. And it was sad to hear when he died in a car accident on a freeway years ago. But what I admired about his Batman was he didn't use it as a way to become famous, to become popular, though he got mentioned on the news about the kind of work that he was doing for children. He did this because he wanted to spread happiness to others, particularly the sick children. Now, this story would forever change my perspective about why I put on this cape and cowl. So I started beginning to support charities such as Relay for Life, which I have been doing for the past few years, and which led me to getting more involved in my community, doing events for places like Barnes & Noble, for instance. And I was using that as a way to bring happiness and joy to others that I would come into contact with. And for a while, I was calling myself a cosplayer because I had done other characters besides being Batman. But I realized after going to a Comic-Con in Anaheim, particularly called WonderCon, it really made me think about what it is that I'm doing. So I remember one Saturday, I went out with my friends, and we tagged along, we dressed up, and we went to Comic-Con. Now, it was a big place. I had never been to an actual Comic-Con up until that point of my life. And then as I'm going through the day, I couldn't help but feel, even though I was in costume, I just felt so out of place. I felt like a lot of those people that were suited up and in costume were there just to take pictures, look cool, post it on Instagram so that they can get a whole ton of likes, a whole ton of followers, a whole ton of comments rolling their way so that they can become somewhat famous, like celebrity status. And I realized that that wasn't something that I wanted to do. Now, I could have easily become another cosplayer, but then I would be competing with all the other cosplayers that are out there right now. And when I hear the term cosplayer, I hear nothing more different than someone being called a celebrity. Now, I understand not everybody's going to agree with me when I say that, but I didn't want to call myself a cosplayer anymore. Because when I hear the word cosplayer, all I can hear is someone doing play pretend. And to me, this is more than play pretend. It's become part of my life. And so I decided a few years ago, from here on out, I don't want to be called a cosplayer anymore. I want to become something more than that, which led me to flying solo. I was tagging along with some friends who were part of my crusade at the time. One was Robin, I had two Robins, and then one Batgirl. Now, it was great at the time doing events with them, but I realized they weren't in alignment with my values as far as why they were going out there and making the time to do appearances at events. Because my reasoning was different from their reasoning. And I realized that wasn't matching up, and I didn't want to get involved in becoming Instagram famous, because that's not what I was all about. So I parted ways with them, and I decided to carry out my own crusade. And not too long after that happened, I remember a friend of mine one day made a post about me, acknowledging how he admired that I was going out there and spreading happiness and inspiration to my community and to young children as Batman. And in that post, he called me the Batman of positive value. And that's when my persona became born. I don't go around and call myself a cosplayer anymore. I am a real life hero fighting the real battle, which is the battle of the mindset that each and every one of us battle with every single day. Now, before I became the Batman of positive value, I won't reveal my true identity in this video, but I was a broken young man who thought he had no future, who thought there wasn't any way life could bring him happiness in this world, who thought maybe his destiny was to be alone, without friends, without love, without purpose. And for a long time, he thought that way. But it wasn't until someone breathed life into him, gave him hope, gave him the hope that there is still good people in this world. There are still good people in this world. And you can change your life at any moment. You don't have to wait tomorrow. You don't have to wait a year from now. You don't have to wait years from now. You can change your life today. Now, I remember someone close to me taught me that. And because I changed my life drastically outside of this cape and cowl, I realized I wanted to go out there and share this with the world, share this with you. Because I see too many people out there living in mediocrity, not realizing that they can better themselves, that they can improve the quality of their lives starting today. And in particularly, it saddens me that this kind of subject of personal development is not being taught to young ones. I don't see anybody out there that's doing what I'm doing, and inspiring kids, inspiring young ones to go out and create the life that they want, that they can have the strength to navigate through their lives. It's my vision to spread inspiration and education through personal development for the greater good of humanity, to empower those with what they need to change their lives, to better themselves so that they can better navigate through their own lives. Because if I can teach somebody that, if this allowed them to not pursue a life of crime, to not fall mentally ill, that helped them get their life back together, I know this is worth doing. I know this is worth suiting up for and making a video. Superheroes are more than just putting on cool costumes, having cool powers, and beating up bad guys. They're about setting the standard for people to follow. They're about inspiring other people to take back control of their own lives. Not necessarily through fist, but more so by example. By educating other people about what they can do better with their lives. About what's possible for them. That they don't have to go through life being in vain. So that is my mission as the Batman of Positive Value. And I invite you to come join me along on this crusade, which I want you to do by liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell notification on this video so that you don't miss out when I roll out some new videos as you continue to see my crusade unfold. With that said, I appreciate you stopping by and listening to my story here today. This is the Batman of Positive Value here, and I will see you in the next video very soon. Take care. Batman out.